Hi, this is Josh from Expats Everywhere.
And this is Kalie.
Today we're here to talk about expat life in Florence. We've broken it down into 3 parts: moving, living, and working. This is our review preview show.
Welcome to our review preview show. We're working through the alphabet on cities that you vote on and want to know more about being an expat in. So we're currently on the letter F, and today we will be highlighting Florence. Check out our other review preview shows to see the breakdown of the cities A through E that we've already done.
Hello, Florence. As usual for our review preview show, we will continue giving shout outs to those of you who commented on our YouTube and Instagram, as well as reviewing the channel's past videos and previewing the upcoming video. Our review preview shows drop every other Thursday, and for our expat interviews and other videos, we'll drop those on Sundays.
So let's get to Florence. They won big time with
Huge.
61% of your votes.
That's right.
Let's start with moving to Florence.
All right, so Florence is located in the beautiful Tuscan region. It is known for its Renaissance architecture and its rich history. There are a variety of museums and galleries, and tourism is huge there.
A lot of people think of history and art when they hear about Florence, but the city is actually becoming known for fashion as well. It isn't a big city, but it plays a big role in Italy's economy.
And get this, there are about 400,000 inhabitants, with around 85% of the population being Italians. Now, Romanians, Albanians, and Chinese citizens make up most of the rest of the population.
Let's talk about weather. So Florence is humid and it's in the Mediterranean. Summers are from May through September and they can get really hot, like in the high 30s for Celsius. Winters are from November through February and they get cold from 5 to 10 degrees Celsius. There's also some rainfall, which happens more during the winter months, and it can get cool in the spring and fall, especially when you have the wind. It can be a bit chilly.
That's right. Since Florence is a popular city, accommodations can get expensive. Obviously, you want to be in the city center, but if you do, you'll be paying high prices. However, the outskirts of the city are still known to be pricey.
Rent in Florence will usually include facilities. If you're moving with a company, be sure you have them help you.
A few top neighborhoods are Centro Storico, I'm going to butcher these, San Ferdinando, Santo Espiritu, Campo di Marti, Santa Croce, Oltrarno, Via Toraboni, and San Lorenzo. There aren't too many bad areas, but some might say the far west outside of the city center, like Brosi and Peretola, are places that you should avoid.
Now let's move to living in Florence. The airport is very close to the city center, which is great. It's only about a 15-minute drive by taxi or bus. The train is well connected to other cities in Italy and even all of Europe, and the train station is very central.
And since Florence is small, it's very easy to walk, and this is very common. Other options would be to rent a bike, and there are public buses which are great for those who don't live in the city center. You can buy a ticket on the bus, but this isn't super convenient because people get on and off and it can slow things down. The better option is to buy a ticket at a newsagent, which is good for 90 minutes after you buy it. There's also a tram, but it only has one line and it runs from Santa Marta Novella train station and goes southwest of the city.
Back around between the 14th and 16th centuries, Florence was one of the most important cities in Europe because of cultural and political importance. A few interesting things about Florence is that opera originated there and modern Italian actually originated there.
And there are a number of things to do in Florence, but if you love history and art, then this is the place for you. From architecture to art galleries, you can see a variety of works from famous artists. But like we said before, fashion is up and coming in Florence, so there is a modern aspect as well. For example, Gucci originated in Florence.
Before we move on to working in Florence, let's touch a little bit on safety. The city is relatively safe. Pickpocketing can be a problem, so just be aware of your belongings, especially if you're in a tourist-dense area or on public transportation. You'll also see beggars, so just steer clear of them to avoid any scams.
Lastly, let's get to working in Florence. A side note before we talk about jobs in Florence is to mention another way you can live in Florence, and that is to either study abroad or be a volunteer. If you are from an English-speaking country, working as an ESL teacher is an option, and working in a university is a possibility as well.
Florence is a place where artists and writers are drawn to for obvious reasons. Now, this is easy if you're an EU citizen, but if you're not an EU citizen, it can be a little hard. You have to do it short term. For those of you who don't need a work permit, like the EU, you will still need an Italian residence card once you get to Italy. Now, other nationalities, you'll need a residence permit. If you're moving with a company, they'll help you out with this. The good news is that you can apply online and you just need your contract and a passport that is valid for at least 6 months.
Search for jobs online. Some employers will prefer that you speak Italian, but it really depends on what type of job you're looking for. A few other options for jobs would be in tourism and manufacturing sectors.
Now, tourism is huge in Florence, especially during peak seasons. Now, during these peak seasons, there are actually more tourists in the city than there are Italians. And that opens up jobs for expats, so it could be something that you do, especially for short term.
That's right. There are jobs available in the manufacturing industry as well, particularly in food and wine. There are many vineyards around the city and throughout the Tuscan region, so working at those would be an option. The professional and finance sectors are still up and coming.
Well, that's all for Florence. Let us know in the comment section below if you're considering moving there or if you're already an expat there.
And if you haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to stay up to date on what's happening in the world of expats everywhere. Now, let's move on to our shout out section.
Last year, Josh and I went on a Baltic Sea cruise, and we vlogged at each city that we stopped in. And we talked about Stockholm, which is where the cruise actually ended. Now, in that video, we talked about options of getting to the airport because it can be quite pricey. So in that video, Andres Eriksson shared you can ride to the Arlanda airport for 43 SEK, and that's actually around 4 USD, which is a great deal. So thanks for that comment.
COVID-19 is obviously a huge topic right now. We've been putting out a lot of content about it from expats all over the world, along with vlogging about it. Edwin wrote, Myanmar, 0 viruses? So when Edwin wrote this, a few days ago, Myanmar had said that there were no cases. However, they have now confirmed cases. So thanks for checking out our video from Dan, who is an expat in Myanmar, and how he discusses the current events that have affected him.
Lastly, on one of those COVID-19 videos, Pink Bull Q wrote, never give up, we can overcome this situation. Thanks for that comment. It's so true. Yes, we can. So stay healthy, everyone.
That's right. We can do it. Now it's time to review the newest videos that have been loaded on our channel and preview what's up and coming on the channel. Like I said before, COVID-19 has been a hot topic right now, so we've been reaching out to several expats around the world to see how it's been affecting them. We talked to 9 expats in 6 different countries and compiled a video of how they're being affected. We also put out the 9 individual raw videos for those who just wanted to see information on one location or from one person.
Josh and I have also loaded us discussing different topics related to COVID-19, which we plan to do more of, so be on the lookout for those. Additionally, we're putting out updates from those expats on how things are changing in the countries they're living in because it's happening so fast. But this Sunday, we are going to be vlogging about how we got started as expats because we realized we haven't told you that yet.
Yeah, I can't wait, and we have an audience of birds, so that's going to be fantastic. That's all for this review preview show. We are now moving to the letter G, so be sure to head to our community tab and vote for the next city. Bye.
Bye.
Now it's time to review the newest videos that have been loaded. Now it's time to... Shut up, bird.
That worked on that one. Maybe. Oh.
Now it's time to review the newest video that we have loaded on our...
I was looking up.